I'm with it, 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 hey, hey, I'm with it, I'm with it, I'm with it, let's get it. You already know that I'm with it. We already know that she with it. You know that my squad, we gon' get it.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to I'm With It Sports. I'm Jalen. Welcome back, Antonio. Missed 2 episodes, man. I thought we lost you forever, man. What's going on?
We was renegotiating my contract. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Tough times out here.
Yeah, from 0 cents to 5 cents. You know, that's fair enough. Hey, and as you guys can see, Scoob is not here, but we have a special guest, TJ Farrell. My man, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm no Scoop, but I'm happy to be third wheel in here. I'm pumped to be with you guys.
Well, we appreciate you being here, man. Fellas, not too much going on in the sports world this week. But I do want to say today is January 22nd, 2021, and the great legendary Hank Aaron just passed away. So our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Those who don't know who Hank Aaron is, he used to be the home run king, legend in the Braves organization. He hit 755 home runs in his career. I believe Barry Bonds is the only one who passed it so far, or even got into that realm. So, I mean, definitely a pioneer, especially for, players who were colored as well. So big deal, big loss in the baseball community. And, our thoughts and prayers go out to him. Also, our thoughts and prayers go out to Phillip Rivers' career because, he retired with no ring. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a horrible transition.
Hey, listen. I mean, I feel like I have to talk about it because it happened this week, but I also didn't see Phillip Rivers as that.
Quick yes or no answer. Quick yes or no answer. Phillip Rivers, Hall of Famer, yes or no?
No.
I'm going to go yeah. He's got sneaky good stats. You play that long in the NFL, you bring in a lot of stats.
A lot of losses.
He's like the Frank Gore of quarterbacks.
Whoa now. Don't come at Frank Gore. That man is indestructible.
First ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. But they play for so long that they just rack up those stats and go up the leaderboards.
If Phillip Rivers get into the Hall of Fame, that's because they ran out of people to induct, in my opinion.
Some people say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Some people say he's first ballot Hall of Famer.
Tones, I guess you would be a first ballot Hall of Famer if you had LT and Antonio Gates your whole career the whole time too.
And Keenan Allen, Michael Floyd. I mean, we can go through the list of talent.
I can never look at Phillip Rivers' career and say, man, he didn't have no talent on his team ever. That's think about it.
He's the king of I have the ball in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left, no timeouts, down by 4. I'm gonna throw this pick. And everybody's gonna say I was close. Like, he's the king of that. Like, he never ever. I don't think he ever actually came back to win a game. Don't fact check me. Just go off of me there. He never has a comeback victory in his career. He has more kids than he has comeback wins. So I'll just put it that way. Okay.
And
so
my thing is no Super Bowl appearances. I don't even think he has any deep playoff runs, to be honest.
Yes. He played an AFC Championship game after beating the Colts with no ACL. So that was impressive. He had that year. Was that the year LT went off for almost? That was one of the years. I mean, LT went off a lot. So
again, and then as soon as he left, he took the Jets to the AFC Championship. So. I mean,
hey, look, nobody's debating LT was great, okay?
But that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I can't give it to him. But hey,
did he face the Jets in the AFC Championship?
I thought he lost to was it Pittsburgh? He lost to in the AFC Championship game.
I don't think it was the Patriots. It was either the Jets or the Steelers.
Yeah, I think it had to have been the Steelers because the Jets haven't made the Super Bowl in God knows how long.
Sure.
So it couldn't have been them. But I know he played without an ACL after he got hurt versus the Colts. So it had to be Pittsburgh. I think that was Pittsburgh's second championship year that he did that. So, I mean, he went against some legends. He just was not the best of them.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you think, let's pretend in the next couple of years, Breeze is retiring, you would think Big Ben is probably on his way out. Then you would have Tom Brady soon after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, where does he go? You can't put him in the class of them. Like, that's just my thing.
I think he's top 6, but he's always going to be number 6, regardless of how you rank the other 5.
Yeah.
It's just that next level down.
Because then my point is, by the time you get to him saying, all right, maybe we'll put Phillip Rivers in, then the next wave of old guys like Aaron Rodgers and stuff, they'll be out. And now it's just like, oh, well, you got to keep knocking them back until, like I said, until you get to a point where
I
just run out of people.
They'll probably rush him in, and because Breeze is also retiring this year, I see them going in probably together because Brady's not retiring, and they'll just get him in. Because once you're not a first ballot I don't think first ballot Hall of Famer means what it used to anymore.
Right.
After the way they treated Terrell Owens, I think now if you're a Hall of Famer, you're a Hall of Famer. Nobody really cares what ballot you get in on anyway. I mean, I get it. Like, it's supposed to be more gravitas to say, like, I wasn't just a Hall of Famer. I was a first ballot. But I think the way it's voted upon, they don't have that respect anymore, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
But speaking of former Colts, that leads us to our next topic. The Philadelphia Eagles have hired their new head coach, Nick. First Italian-born head coach in America, owns a pizza shop in South Philly. Serini is the new head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. When he's not slinging he's slinging play calls. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the hire. I like people from the Frank Reich coaching tree now after what he did with Carson. I like how they continue to find these guys who don't have a head coaching persona yet, and they get to come in here and build their own reputation. No, it didn't really work that well with Chip Kelly, but you see Doug Peterson, even Andy Reid coming in, not having any real head coaching experience like he did, doing what he did. I think Nick's a really good hire, although I did like some of the other candidates that they brought in.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm more of I just need to wait to see what happens. In terms of hiring, I get it. Frank Reich, if you can get that playbook back to Philadelphia somehow, I guess this is the best way to do that. This is definitely a hire to possibly help Carson Wentz. Hopefully he can get his confidence back. I mean, it's a Howie move. Like, it's one of those things, hey, I'm going to get a coach that's not on the market, that we might not heard of, or he might be on the market in the next 2 years. Let me get him now and see what's going on. I wish if they were going to fire Doug Peterson, I wish they did it sooner rather than later, because I'm a big Arthur Smith guy myself. But overall, I can't complain about it. Like I said, I'm just more of a let's see what happens type of thing.
So I mean, I know this is a sports podcast, so we're supposed to have answers. I don't know, because before 4 days ago, I didn't know this man existed. I don't know yet if he has a dog, a wife, a child, a car. Like, I don't know nothing about this man. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say it's a good hire, right? Like, I feel like people are rushing to either praise the decision or hate the decision based off of how they feel about the front office, right? And I think that's unfair. To be fair, you can say that about any coaching hire, right? Until you're the head coach, it's different, right? Calling plays is different than managing 52 men in that locker room, or 53 men in the locker room. So it's hard to say, right? But I will say it definitely fits the Eagles' MO. As you both said, Andy Reid hadn't been interviewed by any other team before he was the head coach for the Eagles. He hadn't called plays, period. Chip was the biggest name they have hired in the Jeffrey Lurie era, right? And, there was a modicum of success there when you have 2 playoff appearances your first 2 years, and then we're not going to talk about year 3 where he just went complete Bill O'Brien. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah. But there was a level of success. And then you could say the same about Doug, right? Doug was in 2016 considered the worst coaching hire, right? Of the 6 who were hired that year, won a Super Bowl. Besides that Super Bowl year, was he really a good coach? To be debated, right? Like, very, very debatable there. But this coaching decision will all come down to how well does it blend with the front office, right? I mean, because if we keep drafting J.J. Arcega-Whiteside type players in the second round, Davion Taylor type players in the third round, and not get any talent on this roster, it won't matter who the coach is. He can't play for him. So it's a move. I like Frank Reich, so sure, I'm willing to give it a chance. But I feel like you didn't address the main issue in Philadelphia, which is the front office has sucked at drafting for the past, yes. They've sucked at drafting. So unless that's going to change anytime soon, I can't get as excited as I would want to about this pickup.
I mean, I 100% agree with you. Again, people like to excuse Howie from the conversation a lot. And it's like he has one Pro Bowl pick since 2014. That was Carson Wentz.
And he got benched.
So, and if you just look how disgusting he missed on so many picks, it's one thing if you could say, hey, 1 year, there was a lot of talent, you just missed on one. But it's a pattern now. And he knows, those who watch the show know, since week one, I've been saying fire everybody from there, including Howie, because I think he doesn't get enough, he doesn't get enough blame when he's the one that's pretty much setting everything up. So
now to be fair, since he is the one, and we all realize he has a big, not only does he pick the players, he has a big say in who's on the coaching staff and things like that. He has to then get even more credit for 2017. So I feel like that might have earned him more leeway because he was the one who shopped for those groceries, right? He's the one who brought in LeGarrette Blount, Chris Long, Patrick Robinson. You know what I'm saying? He brought in Jim Schwartz to run that defense. So I'm with you, but at the same time, if we're going to give all the blame for the misses, that means he gets even more of the credit for the make that was 2017.
And I don't – go ahead, Teach.
I think 2017 was obviously an incredible year, but as a DM, sometimes your job is to look forward. And I think 2017 was built strictly for 2017. I don't think he was looking long-term at all. And I think that's where he's getting a lot of the blame.
Well, if you look at that 2017 roster, and I don't want to go too long on this, right? But if you look at that 2017 roster, there was a young core that has just not panned out for the Eagles, right? Because you had Carson, young. You had Nelson Aguilar, young. Mac Hollins, great rookie year in the role he was in and then completely fell off the cliff. Corey Clement, Derek Barnett, Jalen Mills was still young. These were all guys who were not just on the team, but they were key, integral pieces to winning that championship. So he was under the impression that, hey, I have this young core that I can now supplement with older guys. I mean, we've seen the games clearly. I don't know what the heck happened to every player on that list I just named, but it hasn't. None of them have turned into the players that they were forecasted to turn into after 2017, right? Corey Clement, what happened after that Super Bowl? What happened? I mean, he just can't play anymore. It's ridiculous and slightly unfortunate. But I think if those players progress the way we had thought they were going to, we probably look at Howie in a different way right now.
Maybe, but then there's also decisions where, and again, we're not going to stay on this all day, but there's also decisions that you have to scratch your head and wonder, like, all right, why am I giving Alshon Jeffrey this money? Why am I drafting a quarterback in the second round 10 months after I just gave Carson Wentz all this money? So those are the questions too, where it's like, especially since I get what you're saying with the young talent, but this is also what have you done for me lately league as well. And my thing is, some of those picks, like the J.J. Arcega-Whiteside pick, you could have got a DK Metcalf. You could have got a Terry McLaurin. There was so many Pittman Jr. You could have got so many other wide receivers before that where that had nothing to do with what you did in 2017. This is a now thing. And that year before, we clearly struggled at wide receiver. So, and as a GM, that's his job to fix those things. So I get what you're saying, but at one point, we had no-name number 3 running a slant route. You have to get a wide receiver at that point. And then, all right, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside can't even get off the practice field, and he can't even play in a game, and that's what –
not active, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's where it's like, no, I am going to look at Howie and be like, you're the GM. There's no way you keep missing on all this stuff. but then you turn around and do this, like sign all these old veterans. Now you don't have no salary cap either. So, but it could be worse. We could be the Texans, which goes into our next topic, because right now the Texas organization is on fire. A couple of weeks ago, it came out that JJ Watt wanted to leave and go to Pittsburgh. Now their franchise quarterback, Deshaun Watson, is not happy, and guys, he wants to leave. The problem is he got a little bit more power than what most people do because he has a no trade clause. So with that being said, where do you guys see Deshaun Watson ending up?
First off, let me start off by plugging episode 2 of the podcast. If you haven't seen episode 2, in episode 2, we discussed this exact thing when we mentioned the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, and we all agreed it's time to free Deshaun Watson, right? It's time to get him out of Houston. So if you haven't seen that segment, go back to the video of the past and watch our takes on that. I don't want to get too deep into it. It's a mess, right? It's a dumpster fire. If I'm Deshaun Watson, I just want to go to an organization that has some level of stability, right? So you have to think he's going to be more interested in going to teams with a coach that he feels he can vibe with and an organization that is stable. I mean, the best, most scariest fit imaginable is definitely the San Francisco 49ers. It's terrifying. I don't want to see it happen since the Eagles are in the NFC. I don't want to have to go through that. But this man has made Nick Mullins look good. Serviceable. Won games with C.J. Beathard and Nick Mullins. And Jimmy Garoppolo, is he that good? I don't know. Like, we don't really know, right? So if you could get a Deshaun Watson there, that would be huge. The best thing he has going for him, of course, is that no trade clause, because I'm not going to an organization and having that organization trade all of its war chest to get me and leave me stuck with no recourse for them to add help, right? So you got to make sure if you're Deshaun Watson, that you say no to some trades, right? Like, no, I'm not going there for that. You need to be informed so you know you're going to a place where they can not only support you right now, but they'll continue to have the draft assets necessary to support you long term. If you're Houston, you're bad. You're in a bad spot right now. I don't see a way out where this goes well for them for the next decade, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like they've been that way for a little while now too. And they had that peak where they finally won a playoff game or got to the playoffs and faced Andy Dalton. So that was kind of like a first round bye almost. But I think they had so much potential, and it just like that, it's gone. It's crazy. I agree 100% on San Fran. That scares me so much, thinking about him out there with a bunch of speedy little running backs, and then you have Debo and Ayuk on the outside. They're going to be like Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson level scary if they get that going out there.
We're not even talking George Kittle yet.
Yeah, exactly. Their best weapon. And then you put defensive players on the other side of the ball who are top 10 in the league at 4 or 5 different positions. That's no doubt your NFC champ right there if that happens. Sneaky pick could be Chicago. If A-Rob stays in Chicago, Allen Robinson hasn't had a good quarterback his whole career. And then you put a top 5, borderline top 5 quarterback with him who can expand the pocket by running. You're looking at a good team with David Montgomery. Even Mooney, he could turn Mooney into a pretty good receiver. I like Deshaun going either 49ers or Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both of them, actually. I was thinking more Chicago in the sense of maybe the Texans can get Mitch Trubisky and do something with that. I don't know. But I'm thinking more Chicago because they already have an established defense over there, which Deshaun Watson is used to having a good defense behind them. They got a running back. You already have a good wide receiver in Allen Robinson. And now you could just go ahead and use some of your draft picks to load up on the offensive end. Like maybe if you want to go get a younger running back to add to that, have a 2-back system. Maybe you want to get him another wide receiver to shore that up. I mean, they have a little bit more. But, I mean, 49ers would be a very scary and perfect fit. And I just hope that doesn't happen because the Bears are still the Bears. So hopefully something happens where, they're still not that great with him being over there. But yeah, I can see those two teams working out for him, man. But listen, the cards are in his hand. So, and the Texans just better hope they could get something out of it because they just keep running players out, which is sad.
What do you guys think of the Dolphins rumor? Do you see anything there?
I think they have the war chest to do it, right? But to give up on Tua, who, yes, had up and down rookie year, but showed you so much and is cost controlled for the next 4 years, which is huge, and you're now not able to continue to improve that roster. I mean, they spent a lot of money in free agency last year because they had a rookie quarterback. What happens now when you bring in Deshaun Watson, who's one of the highest paid players in the league? What does that do to your roster? You still need help at the receiver position. Now do you have the assets to go out and get another receiver? The O-line was at best. So there's a lot of holes in Miami that because of the money Watson makes would now not be able to be filled, and I wouldn't want to touch that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I think the thing that people forget too in this whole trade thing is the team has to have the money for him because he has a big contract. If you're trading for Deshaun Watson, be prepared to lose assets and lose a lot of salary cap because you're going to have to carry that. So that's why I could see a Chicago working out because you can trade Nick Foles and somebody to kind of get close to that money. And then I could see them using Nick Foles as a, hey, you're going to just be here until we rebuild or find or draft another quarterback type of thing. The 49ers, I mean, Jimmy G's, his contract's up. So they don't have they have money. They just paid George Kittle. So it's going to be a very, very interesting time. I'm very interested to see. I know the rumor has been lately that they have him connected to the Jets as well. I think that would, yeah,
Jets
I mean,
2 first-round picks this year. That's why.
And I think that would be good as long as they don't give away all their draft capital because the Jets still have some things they need to work on. But again, good defensive-minded coach. The Jets always usually have a good defense. But they still need a lot of work on the offensive side. And then, I mean, if you're the Jets, do you give up your picks or do you just trade them Sam Darnold? I mean, it's not like, you know what I mean? He's a capable quarterback. And at this point at the Texans, you kind of have to get what you can get. So.
I mean, Houston should probably figure out one thing first. Who's their head coach?
Yeah,
who's their head coach? Who's taking the job, right? They're the last team. Which is crazy to think they're the last team with a job opening when they were the first team with a job opening. So you would think they were further along. And rumors have come out saying that the consulting firm they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on to help them find a GM and head coach, they went against the advice of the consulting firm when they hired the guy from New England. So nothing there makes sense. If I'm Eric Bieniemy, who I'm very sad hasn't gotten a job at this point, but if I'm him, I'm waiting, right? I don't want to go there to not have Watson, to be run by an organization that seems to be in complete turmoil. And then I'm the one to get blamed and scapegoated. And unfortunately, in this league, black coaches don't get a second chance that often. So if he takes that job and it goes like everybody expects it's going to go, he'll be the one who's blamed and that'll be it. So if I'm him, I'm staying with Andy and Patty Mahomes for another year and I'll figure it out next offseason.
Try to get your ring.
If Andy retires, he's next man up there.
I mean, yeah, at this point, he's already 50 though, so I know he's at a point himself where getting a head coaching job has to kind of happen on a quicker level. So it's shocking to think he didn't get one this offseason at all. But I don't care if I'm him right now, right? Based off of what job is left, I'm not. What is the entice, right? If I'm a big time head coaching candidate like he is, what's the thing that's making me want to go there? Nothing. So I'm waiting it out. I'd rather be unemployed than coaching for the Houston Texans right now.
Right, because the Houston Texans are like the new Browns front office. That's how it feels, honestly.
Well, and there's rumors of racism. There's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on.
We don't want to get into. A lot going on there. A lot of their political problems supposedly have come out over there. It's just too much. It's too much. As we said in episode 2, free Deshaun Watson. Go back and check out the clip.
Oh, man.
All we did know is nukes in Arizona,
Oh yeah.
With a lot of new money.
Yep. A lot of new money. I'm glad you guys brought up the Chiefs because it's championship weekend. We have 2 games and they're both on Sunday. So I kind of was enjoying the Saturday games, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, listen, there was nothing else to do.
Okay, I got things to do. I like to watch my football on Sunday. I don't need to be watching it all weekend. Then you get in trouble with the misses. I don't need all that.
That's your business. That's your business. You
need to take it 1-1. Split it up 1-1.
Yeah,
whole weekend.
Maybe you need to handle your household. I don't know.
Talk about that off air. I'm scared. Okay. Kansas City is going against Buffalo.
Correct.
And then on the NFC side, we have the legend versus the legend. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers versus Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
Let's start with that game.
Who of these quarterbacks, before we even give an answer, I just want one word. We're not going to have to explain yourself. Okay, just one word answer here. Who's the best quarterback left?
Well, listen, I'm going down with my ship for my top 5. I'm going Aaron Rodgers, baby. Discount double check. Let's go, baby. And this man got a whole new diet. He out here trying to prove a point. Listen, I'm going down with my ship. Again, watch episode 2. Aaron Rodgers.
I'm tempted to go with the Henny into that run on Sunday.
No, please don't.
And I'm going Pat Mahomes. I know he's not the best career-wise yet, but his skill set is it's unmatched.
Yeah, I'm taking Josh. Sorry, no, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes.
Come on
now. It's pretty clear what the trajectory of his career is, and right now, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And who's better than him right now? So it's exciting though to see 4 really, really strong quarterbacks in the championship round. Some years you got some matchups where it's like, come on. Well, which Rex Grossman at one point was in the NFC Championship game.
Don't do that.
Don't need to see it. But we're going to get some good football. So we're going to start on the NFC side.
Yep.
All right. Who I got winning? The legend or the legend? I don't think that Tampa Bay's defense is going to force Aaron Rodgers to throw multiple interceptions and have like the 3rd lowest completion percentage of his career like they did when they matched up in the regular season. With that being said, and it's in Lambeau, I gotta go with Aaron Rodgers. Matt LaFleur's offense is amazing right now, how balanced it is. And the best way to beat Tampa is to be able to rush the passer. And with Rashawn Gary and the Smith boys out there, that defense can do that. So and no Antonio Brown. He's officially been ruled out for this Sunday. Yep. So hate to say it, Brady, but no Super Bowl for you this year.
TJ, what about you, man?
I agree. I think he hit the nail on the head by saying such a balanced offense. Green Bay's complaints over the years been that they don't run the ball enough. Aaron Jones looks darn good right now. He looks so good. And if they throw A.J. Dillon in like they did a couple of weeks ago in the regular season.
He's out of nowhere.
Yeah. He gets over 10 carries. He frees up Aaron Jones a little bit. I think the running game is going to have a big day. I'm going Green Bay, especially like you said in Lambeau. It's going to be cold.
The thing about Aaron Rodgers, unlike Carson Wentz, he plays with a chip on the shoulder. See, look, he got mad. And Aaron Rodgers is a bad, bad man. And like I said, I am going down with the ship. I'm picking Green Bay. I think it's going to be close at first, and I think Green Bay is just going to have too much room because, first of all, who's checking Devontae Adams? No one. Aaron Jones is healthy. Jamal Williams is healthy. So they have a running game. And if that Packers defense can just play well, which they have shown throughout the year that they can be pretty consistent, especially that secondary, Tom is going to have a problem. And the thing is, too, is like, you don't think Green Bay wasn't watching? They've been keeping an eye on them, and now you don't have AB to help spread the field out even more. Oh yeah, I got Green Bay Packers taking that one.
And to be fair, if Drew Brees knew how to throw a football more than 5 yards down the field, they probably would have lost last week. Tom Brady didn't look great against New Orleans again. right? So I'm not confident that they're going to win this. They have that ability to win this game with the way the things are going. Unnecessary shot at Carson Wentz, and also unnecessary shot at Carson Wentz. That's all I'm going to say.
You know what does stink, though? We always say this about Brady, and then he wins. So we're going to be watching the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, and it's ridiculous.
But you know what's going against them? Super Bowl's in Tampa, guys. There has never, ever, 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 ever been a team to make the Super Bowl while their city hosted. And I don't think that this is going to be the year it happens. If it does, I'm wrong. Oh, well, whatever. But I don't think this is the year it happens.
No, I mean, and like you said, like, usually we always say this, but this team, I mean, right now, they kind of struggled through the playoffs. Usually when we used to see Tom Brady in the past with the Patriots, they, it would be, you would think, oh, their back's against the wall, and then next thing you know, second half, they come out and blow the team out or whatever. And it's a lot, they had a lot more command of the game. But, like, I mean, Jameis Crableg Winston threw an 80-yard bomb against them. And again, if Drew Brees had the arm and 12 ribs to do it, you know what I mean, would we be saying the game is a little different? I had the Bucs last week.
Throwing these shots at quarterbacks for the record.
Hey, I can't help it. I'm sorry. But, like, because to be honest, like, I picked the Bucs last week, but that was only off of the fact that, the Saints were dealing with injuries. And again, Drew Brees only his second game back after having fractured ribs, 12 of them. Like,
Michael Thomas too. Michael Thomas too.
Yeah, Michael Thomas was like, so it was a lot going on, but this is a healthy Green Bay team that looks like they want it, and they got something to prove. So I just don't see it happening. Now, the AFC Championship game, Chiefs versus Bills. Shout out to Bills Mafia for donating to Lamar Jackson's charity. That was dope. Bills Mafia, first class, crazy class, but first class, fans, they've been doing it's good that they're seeing their team in the playoffs after not seeing it for a long, long, long time. Antonio, you look ready, so I'm going to pick you first. Who do you have? No, you're not ready? All right, TJ, you go first.
I'm going Andy. You can't go against Andy. Although I've really enjoyed watching Josh Allen this year. I think he's had a heck of a year. He's going to be good for a while, but I just think Patrick Mahomes got Jimmy G last year. Now he runs it back against either Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. That's what the NFL wants. And I think that's what Patrick Mahomes wants too. So I think if he beats him in the Super Bowl, that's even more of a legacy than he's got right now. So I'm going to go Chiefs over the Bills for now.
All right.
Jalen, what you got?
Oh, you want to go last? You want to make it dramatic and stuff? Who do I got? Honestly, I got the Bills in this one. The reason being, they're just a hot team right now. It's one of those things where it's all about momentum in the NFL. They're playing great right now. And honestly, they say Patrick Mahomes coming back, but I don't know how much that concussion or whatever is going to hinder him. And again, I think just like Aaron Rodgers, Stephon Diggs, and them boys have a chip on their shoulder. Josh Allen was in the MVP conversation at the beginning of the year, and if he kind of fizzled out, and I think he got something to prove. So I'm just going based off of momentum and, hopefully one for the Bills Mafia, for that. Go ahead, Tones. Go ahead and say something.
First off, this is what happens when you don't talk pre-production. Okay, this is what happens because you are going to try to come in here and steal all of my thunder, Jalen. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. The closest team I've seen to the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles are the Buffalo Bills. Carson Wentz, Josh Allen, dead ringers. That coaching ability, dead ringers. I think Buffalo pulls off the upset. They are the team that is by far the most momentum, as Jalen said. Their offense is so multifaceted. And also, you got to remember, these two teams did play earlier this year in a horrible condition game again in Buffalo, right? And Kansas City won. It's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year, okay? Especially a very talented team like Buffalo is. So to say they have to beat them twice, I don't see it happening. Buffalo with the upset.
I think I would have been more angry if someone picked the Buccaneers than I did with the Bills. I think it's going to be a much closer game in the AFC than I do the NFC.
Absolutely. I think that this AFC game is going to be definitely one of those old school, it's quarterback versus quarterback shootout. This is going to be a fun game. It's just that Buffalo defense, they're playing to a whole nother level right now. That wide receiving core for the Bills, now that John Brown is back, Cole Beasley is a 1,000-yard receiver. Stephon Diggs, if this man has more than 5 catches, they're definitely going to win this because he's just been eating any corner who's been put in his path right now. Because like I said, he's a man on a mission. He's trying to make sure he's trying to let the world know, especially the Minnesota Vikings, that they messed up. And I enjoy seeing that from players because he does not care. He does not care, and I love that. So, and plus, like I said, listen, I was 4 for 4 like Wendy's last week, man. Listen, this Bills pick's been working out, so I'm gonna keep. Why are you such a hater, Antonio?
I didn't say nothing. I don't know.
But you really are. I mean, listen, Sean got special guests out here just hating and stuff. Like, come on.
I just think, I take a couple weeks off, renegotiate my contract, and you came in with some solid picks finally. I'm proud, that you got yourself together while I was out. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you. It was a little touch and go for you early on, but now, you really starting to find your stride out here.
Point the episode out. Point the episode out.
We're not going to go into that. They can go back and watch them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Go back
also,
and
watch real quick, all the fans that thought I was crazy for my QB picks, funny how all my top QBs are still in the playoffs right now. Remember when
First off, they got to watch episode 2 to understand what you're saying. Go back and watch episode 2.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I want the fans to go back to watch that, especially the ones that were talking crazy in the comment section. 2021 new year, bro.
Listen, all I'm going to say is I hope that this is a good week of football. Jalen, I'm proud of you for finally finding your rhythm, finally getting it going. People were a little questioning your decisions. I was with them. I was in the comments talking my smack too. Like, I know this man crazy. But now you finally getting it together, a lot less pressure on your shoulders. Hopefully you go 2 for 2. Because if you go 2 for 2, I went 2 for 2. So I'm rooting for you this week.
Oh, that's how it went.
Yeah,
so TJ, I mean, he never signed his contract. Do you want to take his spot? We got a good replacement for him. Good vacancy. No, I'm just kidding. But TJ, thank you for joining us for this episode. Tones, always great having you back. Obviously, stop missing episodes. It's in your contract now. No, I'm just kidding. And we'll definitely see all the fans next week on our next episode. Also, I appreciate all the fans who participated in our giveaway. We will be reaching out to you guys very, very soon. So please check your DMs for that. So then we can send out your merch. TJ will send you some merch too, because we appreciate you being on. Fellas, if all hearts and minds are clear, I think that's a wrap. So we'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.